Sugar addiction is no joke, and it's a tough one to break. But I've got some experience with this and some powerful tools and approaches to it that you may not have heard about elsewhere. And in 10 seconds, I'm going to tell you all about it. Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Sage, and it's great to be here with you. I'm here to be your source of cutting-edge wellness information to help you find answers and become happier and healthier. Please support us by hitting the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell. It takes just a moment for you to do, and it does so much to support our tiny family business. And as you know, I'm of course deeply passionate about helping you guys with the most powerful educational information, but I also like to support you in your health journey with the amazing products that I've created for our company. So please go find the link in the description below. In the description below the video is what I was trying to put together there. And this is going to take you to our website where you can find the most delicious gourmet healthy chocolates, some very powerful adaptogenic elixir blends, and the purest and most potent individual extracts of our favorite adaptogenic herbs. So now let's talk about how to break that sugar addiction. There's multiple factors at play here. There's how we're going to break it, how we're going to get you psychologically away from it, and the underlying root issues that we need to deal with that are causing these sugar cravings in the first place. So first and foremost, you want to think about this from a microbiome perspective and understand that the sugar cravings are not purely existing within your brain. That may sound strange, or I should say not purely originating within your brain. Certainly they do exist there, but there's a deeper source of these very often. So when you have other, let's say, entities living in your body, and I'm not talking metaphysically, I'm talking about things like candida, talking about lots of bad bacteria living in your body, talking about parasites. These are all things that thrive on cancer. These are all things that have the ability to impact your nervous system and actually impact the kind of foods that you are going to be craving. So one whole side to this is to focus on creating a much healthier gut microbiome, getting rid of the parasites, getting rid of the candida, bringing about a healthier bacteria balance in the body. So in doing this, this is a whole big shift. And so you're going to want to, of course, cut out sugar, cut out processed foods, and then we're going to start putting in things that are going to clear out some of these bad bacteria, right? So we could start taking medicinal mushrooms. You could start taking things like reishi, like chaga, like cordyceps, like astragalus. Of course, not a mushroom there, but you get where I'm going. These things that are going to give your immune system the tools that it needs to be able to go after these bad bacteria. Now, in the case of certain bad bacteria, they may be the kinds of bacteria that secrete what are called biofilms, like these clear protective shields that don't allow your immune system to see them. And it's like an invisibility cloak in Harry Potter. So you need, maybe in that case, to take things that are called biofilm dissolvers, like serrapeptase, or even xylitol and stevia, which we put in our chocolates, are biofilm dissolvers. Not many people know there's more reasons why those are in there beyond the fact that they're great sugar-free sweeteners. They actually help to dissolve the biofilms in the body. But serrapeptase is one of my favorites here. And this is a systemic enzyme that you take away from food. And this effectively removes the invisibility cloak from these bacteria, allowing your immune system to finally go after them. Then, candida you approach in many similar ways, but also bring in herbs, for example, like pau d'arco as an Amazonian tree bark. That's a great antifungal. If you're dealing with parasites, it really is something where you want to have a stool test done to understand what kind of parasites you're dealing with, and then understand how you can approach those. Certain parasites, you kind of have to take antibiotics for, unfortunately, but it's worth it in the long term, and you can, repair the damage from the antibiotics after. Or in some cases, you can deal with the parasite with something like clove, wormwood, and black walnut hull. In other cases, you may want to look at a protocol like the one from Cellcore for parasites. In other cases, you can actually blend some coconut milk with a bunch of pumpkin seeds and take that, and shortly thereafter go have a colonic done, because the pumpkin seeds have something in them that temporarily paralyzes the parasites, so they can't stay biting on inside of you, and so they have to release. And then you flush them right out with some colon hydrotherapy, and that's a very powerful way to go about it. but it really depends on the individual situation. And then of course we're going to be introducing the good bacteria back in now that we've cleaned things out from having probiotics, from having fermented foods, and then we're going to feed those guys with prebiotics so they can be happy and thrive and build a great community in there. You can also do other things like taking AnnaBlanca to seal up the to seal up the tight junctions in your gut and create a healthier environment for these good bacteria to settle into and prevent some leaky gut issues leading to more inflammation throughout the body. So that's one side of it, and that's really the underlying issues. Now, in the meantime, what are we going to do while you're going through that? Because that's going to take some time to work on. What are we going to do in the meantime about those sugar cravings that are coming up? Okay, a couple things. One, well, there's two ways we can go about this. On one hand, sour foods, interestingly, especially sour fermented foods. Not only are these amongst the best foods to work on that change in your gut microbiome, things like sauerkraut, things like beet kvass, things like fermented coconut water kefir, all kinds of different concoctions of fermented vegetables. These are amazing because that sour flavor very often is successful at turning off or satisfying the same need, in a sense, in terms of your nervous system, as a sweet craving is looking for. So if you have a sweet craving, try having something sour, try having something fermented, and often you're going to be just fine, and that's all you need. And you can have a sip of some great fermented coconut water kefir and move along with your day. The other route is realizing that it's entirely possible to live out all your sugary junk food fantasies in a sugar-free way. That's what our company was built around. That's why I created these sugar-free chocolates, and that's why we put out so many recipe videos online, because it is entirely possible to do absolutely anything you've ever dreamed of from the junk food sugar world and create it in a way that, as I love to say, is not just health neutral, meaning you haven't only taken the bad ingredients out of it and made it so it's not necessarily bad for you, but you're also you can go add in some of these amazing adaptogenic herbs and things like that to make it as beneficial as humanly possible. So that's something, as you can tell, it gets me just a little bit excited. But we've got lots of recipes for that. Let me know in the comments below if there is a recipe for something that you always crave that you would love to be able to make at home. Maybe we could do a recipe video or something like that to give a little demonstration and do something fun. So those are the two ways. So you have this long-term plan, or I'd say medium-term plan, let's say, to really redo your gut microbiome and your whole inner terrain in a way that you don't have all these things that are going to be calling out for sugar all the time. You can have sour foods when you have a sugar craving, or you can make some amazing sugar-free, delicious creations straight out of your dreams and still totally enjoy your life. And these are all things that are going to take you to a happier and healthier place. Now, before you go, here's another video that we recently made that I think you'd enjoy. And here's another video over on this side that the YouTube algorithm thinks you would enjoy. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and look forward to seeing you again next time.